Hey, what's going on guys, Eli here, and last week I showed you guys how to raise a Rhytidoponera queen ant until she lays some eggs. I also showed you guys some nesting styles, also some different ways that you can house your queen that will most likely boost her production rate with her eggs. And so, also at the end of that video, I said that if your queen wasn't laying, maybe you could try feeding her some protein, and maybe she'll lay. And actually, my single queen that hasn't been laying for ages actually laid her first 3 eggs. So that's really exciting. Also, this jewel colony is actually going really well. If you take a look at this, their larvae is growing really well, quite large, and I think I've only had larvae for maybe 2 weeks now. So now that your Rhytidoponera queen has eggs, it should take her around 3 to 5 weeks for those eggs to develop into larvae. Now that your queen has larvae, it's time to feed them some protein so that they can obviously grow and develop. What I usually do is, when I'm feeding my bigger colonies, like my Fidole colony, I usually get some crickets and then rip off both their legs, and then use those legs for my semi-claustral queens, and then feed the rest of the cricket to the colony. I simply place in one leg into the test tube, and usually the queen will go out and grab the leg and then drag it back to her larvae. The larvae will then feed on it for a couple of days or until it goes bad, and then depending on your queen's behaviour, she'll drag the old cricket leg back to the entrance of the test tube, and then I can use some tweezers to pull it back out. And so if you do see any protein or cricket legs or something like that the queens haven't dragged to the front of the test tube, go in with some tweezers and then pull it out, just so it doesn't get mouldy and harm the larvae. And so at this stage, if you want workers as soon as possible, my tip for you would be to continuously feed those larvae some more protein so that they can grow and develop even faster. But it will usually take several weeks for the larvae to spin cocoons around themselves, so don't get too excited. Although with this being said, Rhytidoponera are actually a really fast growing semi-claustral species, so that is a really good plus. So hopefully this video helps you guys raise your Rhytidoponera queen ant. And just before we go, I'd like to show you guys that my colony of meat ants have actually got 4 pupae, which is super exciting, so I'll just show you guys that right now. I think you can just see some pupae just there. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, Ant Invasion out.